What's up, Daily Faceoff users? It's Brock Segan, editor-in-chief of DailyFaceoff.com. I just wanted to stop by and let you guys know that I've done something a little bit different with my projections this season, something that should be a little bit more user-friendly and help you guys win your fantasy hockey leagues this season. So here's a little how-to video on how to use these new projections and customize them for your league settings. So when you go to DailyFaceoff.com, you will go under fantasy to projections like you always have. When you get to projections now, there is the projections like there always was last year, but now there is a custom scoring Google Sheet. So click that. It will take you to this Google Sheet with all of my projections for this season. Now, in this sheet, you will only be able to view it. You won't be able to do anything else with it. So what you need to do as soon as you open the Google Sheet, go to File and make a copy. Save that to your Google Drive, and it will open up the copy right away. So once you get this copy open, you can do whatever you want with it, change anything that you want to that fits your personal needs or how you feel coming into this season. So what is cool about the projections this season is in the past, I basically have just done projections for all the different categories, but my rankings were based solely on standard scoring. And I know that everybody plays in different leagues, different scoring settings. So I've given you the ability to change the scoring settings that fit your league and get new projections. So right now you'll see that I have goals, assists, plus minus, power play points, and shots on goal as the scoring settings. If your league, let's say, includes hits, all you have to do is check hits, and you will see that the fantasy score on the right-hand side changes. So then just simply sort by that column, and you get a brand new rankings based on this scoring setting. So that has Nathan MacKinnon as number 1, Connor McDavid as number 2. You'll see somebody like Alexander Ovechkin bumps up quite a bit because he is projected for 140 hits this season, by far the most among the top 25, 30 skaters even. So changing the settings to fit your league will give you new rankings. Now, these rankings aren't the end-all be-all for your league when you're drafting. Basically what you want to do, Nathan MacKinnon, appears to be clearly ahead of Connor McDavid based on these projections. But if you have somebody like in this area, you got Sidney Crosby and Jack Eichel, they're within 2 fantasy points of each other or 2 fantasy scores of each other. That's basically replacement level. Anything within 5 points I've noticed is basically replacement level. So if you prefer Jack Eichel to Sidney Crosby, it wouldn't be a stretch to pick him in this spot. The other thing that this allows you to do as well is you can change these projections however you want. Right now, these projections are based on all players playing in 56 games, other than the players that we already know are out, like David Pastrnak's expected to miss the start of the season. We've got Tyler Seguin expected to miss much of the season as well. So those players I've altered their games played a little bit, but most players are projected to play 56 games. Now you can go in and change that if you feel there's certain players that don't stay healthy. If there's a certain player that you really like, bump their projection up, change it up a bit. And somebody you don't like, bump their projection down, and that will alter the fantasy score. So I have this set up so that you can go by forwards, defense, and goalies. It's all the same. If you have hits in your league and you want to look at defense, simply add hits, and it changes the fantasy score, sort by that column. Same thing goes for goalies. Right now I've got game wins, goals against average, save percentage, and shutouts. The reason games started is checked. Obviously, that's not usually a statistic that is used, but it helps weight the more important goals. The guys who are starting 40 games or 30 plus games, it helps boost them up in the ranking. So I would suggest keeping that checked off because you want the guys that are going to be playing the most. Now, if you're not in a categories league and you're in a points league, this is available to you as well. So as you can see here, it's basically the same page. And all you have to do is check off the categories that are in your league and change the weight setting. So if you get let's say you get 3 points for every goal, 1 point for an assist, you get 1 point or negative 1 point for every plus minus. Power play point, you get 0.5. Shot on goal, you get 0.1. And hit, you get 0.2. I don't know if there's any leagues out there like this with this scoring format, but let's just say that was. As you change these settings, the fantasy points will change based on my projections, and then it'll give you new rankings. So again, Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid within 3 points of each other here. And obviously, Alexander Ovechkin skyrockets based on his high shot volume and getting 0.2 for every hit based on these scoring settings. So you can alter them however you like based on your settings, and you will get new projections. I hope this helps. I think it will, and I think it's a nice tool. The plan is for next season to have this actually integrated on the website. But for now, this Google Sheet option allows you to save it to your own computer or to your own Google Drive and edit it how you see fit. The one thing that is neat too is, say you're on draft day and you want to use this instead of printing off all these sheets, or given these 2020 COVID times, I'm sure most drafts will be online this year and you'll have your computer readily available. All you got to do is Nathan McKinnon gets drafted, delete Nathan McKinnon. And then now that brings Connor McDavid to the top of the rankings, obviously. And you can continue to do that throughout the draft. It helps you just kind of navigate the draft based on it's a cheat sheet is what it is. And I think it gives you guys more flexibility rather than just relying on my numbers solely and the standard scoring settings. This allows you to change the settings to that match your league, as well as gives you the freedom to alter the projections a little bit, however you see fit, but also now it's built into a nice model for you. So I hope you guys like this new change. It is something that I kind of came up with the last couple of days. I know other places offer something like this, but thanks to our friends at Owner's Box Weekly Fantasy Sports, our draft kit is 100% free this year. We're happy to continue to offer it for free. That's one of the great things about Daily Faceoff is how free it is. So I hope you guys like this. Now, if there are any questions or concerns, maybe you're going through it, you don't really know how to use it, or you're going through it and you notice, well, this player is really low or this player is really high. Feel free to reach out to me at Daily Faceoff on Twitter or at Brock_Seguin on Twitter as well. And I will be sure to answer any of your questions. I will be sure to maybe alter projections if somebody is a little bit low. I've gone through it a lot, and it looks to be in good order to me. But again, as the offseason continues to progress, as we get closer to mid-January, I will be altering the projections myself as well whenever, maybe we start getting line combination information and stuff will start to shift a little bit. So I would suggest that you download this to your own computer, play around with it a little bit, but then before your draft, maybe come back, because I guarantee you that my projection will have changed for certain players, and then maybe re-download that copy and continue to work through it before your draft. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm really excited to be able to offer that this season. And then also, as always, please keep an eye out for all the stuff that we're going to be offering in our draft kit as we get closer to draft day. I will be releasing a ton of articles, sleepers, busts, rookies, all the things I always do. I will continue with my line projection breakdowns that I've been working throughout the last month or so. So keep an eye out for all that stuff. And again, good luck in fantasy hockey this season. I'm glad to have hockey back, and I'm looking forward to a great year.